I'm like really, really close to the screen. It's kind of like uncomfortably close. Hey guys, it's me Emily and I am back with another video. Obviously, I thought I would make a video because I went to the Dan and Phil Interactive Introverts tour. I went to it recently and I thought I'd make a video about it because when I went to the Amazing Tour Is Not on Fire, aka Tatnoff, in 2016, I made a video talking about the 2 times I went to that, so I just thought I should just keep the tradition going out of 2 or what. I'm like exhausted. The show was from last night and I'm so tired. I'm emotionally like exhausted. Anyways, I just thought I would make another video regarding that and kind of like share my experiences because it was a very eventful couple days, let me tell you. I will link the Tatanoff video down below. I look like a fetus in that. Like, I've changed so much obviously since then. Kind of like a quick summarization what happened with Tatanoff. I met them at Playlist Live. And then I saw the Tatnoff show at Playlist Live, and then I also went to the Tatnoff show in Chicago. So that was the thing that happened. And so I've met them once before, and the time that I met them was like the first and one of the only times I was starstruck meeting someone famous. Like, I've watched Dan and Phil for like, now it's probably like, close to like 5 years at least, probably. It's been like 5 years. I've watched them for a really long time. I got really into them like end of 2012, beginning of 2013, so around that time. So yeah, I guess it's been like 5 years. Ugh. But so yeah, I watched them for a really long time, and when I met them for the first time, I rarely said anything to them. All I really asked was just if I could get a photo and then if I can have my lanyard signed. Like, that was literally all I said. I just blanked out completely. So that's kind of like the backstory. That's all. Around like November, they released the dates, and then they also released the tickets for the Interactive Introverts tour, or II. I don't know if I'll just call it II or not, or just regular, well, whatever. My plan was to buy VIP for the Milwaukee show. I was planning on going to both Milwaukee and Chicago because both of those shows are very, very close to me. So like, obviously, if I want to see them as much as I can, like, they keep saying, like, if you want to see us, now's the time to do it. So, like, I don't know if they're being serious by that, like, as if this is, like, the last time they're ever gonna, like, do something like this, because I know it's really hard and stuff, too, but, like, just to be safe, I'm like, go big or go home. I'm gonna, like, treat myself to this. Milwaukee's shows tend to not sell out as fast, and there's also, like, not as many people there, so I just figured that would be the best one, and I prefer, like, Milwaukee shows a lot more, because I love Milwaukee. I don't know why. I'm closer to Chicago, but I love Milwaukee. So anyways, with that, I went to go and get the tickets for the Milwaukee show, and my plan was to go on Ticketmaster. I was there like an hour beforehand. I was at a Starbucks, and I was there an hour beforehand, and I'm like, I am ready for this. The way I was picturing it was kind of like how other concerts go, where like you have your general admission tickets, then you have your VIP tickets when you purchase them. You have like a drop-down menu that says, these tickets are VIP, these tickets are general admission. So I was all set. I'm like, I'm just going to press the VIP option, and then we'll be all set. So I went, the tickets were released, and it like never gave me the option for VIP. It was only showing me like tickets that were like $30 to like $150. Nothing about VIP. Everything was general admission. And I'm like, it did not sell out already. Like, I literally was here the instant those got released. There's no way that those could have sold out that fast. So I called the venue and I was like, hey, how do you get VIP? Has it sold out already? They're like, well, it's close to selling out. It's any ticket that's $150. That is VIP. Any ticket that is $150 for the show will be considered VIP. I'm like, okay. I didn't really like how that was worked out, but whatever. So I ended up being too late. I like missed it, even though but I missed it. So I was kind of like upset about that, but I kept refreshing the screen because I kept getting tickets that were in the balcony already. Like, everything on the floor sold out. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I was really upset. And so I was mainly focusing on Milwaukee. I wasn't too worried about Chicago because Chicago, I don't think it would sell out. So I just waited on that one. But I just kept refreshing the page for like half an hour. Then like all of a sudden these tickets for like the fourth row popped up. They were $80. So they were not VIP, but they were in the fourth row. So I was like, I'm going to take this. Like, oh my God, this is still just as amazing. Like I'm going to be really, really close to them. So I got those tickets. Me and my friend Erin, we got those tickets. And I was like crying hysterically. Like I was so happy with that. And so we had those tickets, and then we bought tickets for Chicago like around Christmas time-ish, and we just got seats that were like, they were kind of like medium priced, where like the balcony was super cheap, but like the up close was super expensive. So we were kind of like in the middle. We were on the floor, but like in the middle, and our seats were really, really great still too. So it's getting closer, and like July hits, and it's the same, like July's the same month as my shows. So I'm like getting excited, like, oh my God, we're gonna see them from the fourth row. Oh my goodness, what am I gonna do? And then I see that the Miller High Life Theater, which is the theater that the Milwaukee show was at, said that they have a surprise announcement with Dan and Phil at 4 o'clock. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I wonder what it's going to be. Maybe like a little announcement video like, hey, we're getting excited to see you. Come and get tickets. Or like we lowered the price of tickets, or we re-released some seats. Come and buy some tickets. So I'm like, okay, I'll just kind of like have this little tab open on the side, and we'll just see what happens. So I'm like, I was at work, so I'm like working. And then I realized it was 4 o'clock, and like I kept refreshing the actual like event page, like the Interactive Introverts event on the Facebook page for the theater, if that makes sense. And nothing kept popping up. I'm like, oh, they must be like running late or something. I guess they just like didn't, like, I guess they're not ready to post whatever they want to post at 4. So I gave it a couple more minutes, and I'm like, I'm kind of, just to make sure, I'm going to check the normal Facebook page for the theater. So I go to their Facebook page, and they said that they re-released like a few more VIP tickets. So I'm like, bish, what? So I went on Ticketmaster, and I got 2 VIP tickets. I like, my bank account like hates me, like it's really bad, but I got those 2 VIP tickets. I'm like, yes. And so I was like sitting there, and I was in the middle of work, and I work at like I have an adult job, so I work at like an office building, and I'm sitting there like this, like, I did not want anything bad to happen on that day. Like, I did not want to have to worry about anything. Like, I was going to set aside some money because me and my friend were going to go to the mall beforehand and just, like, kind of, like, treat myself all that day and just, like, have that day be, like, just a gigantic love myself, treat myself, I'm meeting Dan and Phil day. So that's what I did. But going back to the Chicago show, because that show happened on a Wednesday, and then the Milwaukee show was on Friday. I hope I'm making sense to everybody still. Like, I tend to ramble too. So we go to the Chicago show, and really nothing exciting happened at that one. We got our merch at that show because I didn't want to have to worry about it for the Milwaukee show, but actually there was no wait at all since we had VIP, and merch was already open during VIP. So that was kind of a sucky thing because we waited in line for merch for like 45 minutes. That's a big tip for you. If you're going to Interactive Introverts, the merch line is extremely long because there's only one merch booth. Like, it does go by fast. It's really speedy, but there's only one actual booth. There's like 5 or 6 people working it, but there's one huge booth, and it has one huge line. So definitely try and get there beforehand. Maybe even try for after. I don't know, but it was insane. And so we missed a lot of the playlist because that's something I was looking forward to too, was the pre-show playlist, because I remember Dan's pre-show playlist from Tatanoff was really, really good. So I didn't want to miss a lot of that, but we kind of had to. So we got our merch. The only thing that I got from the Chicago show was something that my friend Erin and I split because we saw this on their website, and I was like, well, yeah, I'm gonna have to get this. Okay, I had to move a little bit because I was getting uncomfortable sitting like how I was sitting for the last few parts. But anyways, I hope this is still okay. But anyways, we got our merch, and we saw on the website that they had the plushies, and I don't own that much Dan and Phil merch. I just have like one of the Japanese cherry blossom shirts. I have the I went outside to see Dan and Phil shirt, and then I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. But so I was like, I didn't really want another shirt, and like I didn't really need anything that, like, I'm not a big poster person, I'm not a big like hat person, I'm not a big like sweatshirt person, and like I was like, meh. So I didn't really get anything, but me and my friend Erin split the $30 for the plushies halfway. So she got the Phil plushie, and I got the Dan plushie. And I was really, really excited about these guys because they're so cute. They're a lot tinier than I thought they would be, but he is adorable and he has his little curls. I really wish he had ears though, because I want to give him his little hoop earrings, and like, because I love his earrings so much. Not that like I hate Phil, like we're gonna clarify this right now. I don't hate Phil. I'm a Danny. So like I had to get the Dan one. I would get the Phil one, but I'm too broke. But I wanted it to be like kind of like our little like a best friend thing, because she loves Phil and I love Dan. So we wanted it to be like a split little cute thing for us to have. And like great, I love Phil. Like the really weird thing is like my personality type is equivalent to Phil's. Like we have the same exact personality. I don't really curse that often, and I know he does outside of his videos, but I don't curse that often. I am a very like happy, bubbly person. I work at a Disney store, like that goes to show how happy and bubbly I am. But it's really weird because my friend Erin is just like Dan, which is kind of like dark and like has like the darker sense of humor and everything, but she loves Phil and I love Dan. It's kind of weird how that worked out, but whatever. So we got these little guys, and it says introvert on the back, and the Phil one says interactive. And so, yeah, we got those guys. And then I actually also made a t-shirt for this show. Let me grab it. So kind of going along with the I like Dan, she likes Phil kind of thing, we made matching t-shirts. And we always call them Dip and Pip. Like, that's just been our thing that we always have just called them, Dip and Pip. And so we made matching t-shirts, and on the front, mine says Dip. It's all like dusty and gross and stuff, but it says Dip. I kind of smeared it a little bit, and I did a little frowny face, and then she did Pip, and it has like a little smiley face on it. Then on the back we made this little like kind of like a jersey shirt, and it says Howl 91. And so we got these. It's really, really cute. And so we made those, and a lot of people were complimenting us on those too. I was really excited about that. We went to the show, and our seats weren't that bad. I can kind of like overlay some photos of the show, or like our seats from the show. I did secretly record part of it, but shh. Nothing really exciting, crazy happened there that I can think of. Then I don't want to like say any spoilers either. So we did the Chicago show. That was really great. It was really, really fun. And then we went to the Milwaukee show, and this was the one where we had VIP. So I was like, great. That Thursday in between, like little sandwich day in between, it went by so long. It was like the worst day ever, because I was like, oh, we just saw them yesterday, and now we have to wait another like 24 hours to see them again. So we went on Friday, and we left pretty early. We got to Milwaukee at around like noon. We didn't have to be at the venue until like 4:30 for VIP. So we just went to a mall, and we just kind of walked around there. We found like one of those old retro Disney stores, so like we did that. And that was really, really fun. I was nerding out because of that. And then we went to the venue, and the venue was really, really nice. Everyone there was super, super sweet, and we went inside. We got our little wristbands for VIP, and then so on that sandwich day in between, I remember, like, I kept verifying with the venue. I was like, $150 means I have VIP, right? Like, I want it in writing from the venue just in case I had any issues, because just not having that, like, it say VIP on my ticket just really freaked me out. Like, it gave me really, really bad anxiety. Like, that's how my anxiety is. I think about, like, even though they say it's right, I still don't think it's right. So I called the venue, and I was like, hey, is there any way I can make sure, like, 100% I personally have VIP? Like, do you have a list or something? And they're like, yeah, we could check. Because it was kind of weird, too, because the tickets we bought that were the original $80 tickets in the fourth row that were not VIP were purchased on my mom's Ticketmaster account. But the VIP ones were purchased on my personal Ticketmaster account, but my mom got the email about VIP. So, and I never got an email regarding VIP. So I just wanted to make sure 100% too with that. So I told them, I'm like, my mom got the VIP, but it's under my account. So can we just make sure 100% that one of these accounts has the VIP tickets? And so they checked. And they're like, yeah, I don't see you on the list. And I'm like, what list? What list? Like, what does that mean? And I was like freaking out. And they're like, no, the email list. You're on the VIP list. You're fine. It says you have the 4 tickets. 2 of them are VIP. You're just not on that email list to get the email, but you got it on the other account, so you're fine. I'm like, why would you word it like that? Like, I had a mental breakdown for like the last 2 seconds. Like, why would you do that to me? We went into meet and greet, and they let us all into like this little like banquet hall looking room, and then they all came out. I'll kind of like play the little clip of them coming out and like saying hello to everybody. Kind of just waited in line. So kind of going back a little bit of the backstory of my plan of attack for the meet and greet. Like I said, I got really starstruck meeting them at Playlist Live. So I was really trying to redeem myself for this show. Like, I wanted to talk to them. I wanted to be like, hey, what's up? How's it going? I was trying to think of like a little conversation starter type of a thing where I would just like mention something to them like, oh, la la la. And so luckily during the Chicago show, Philip said something that kind of struck a nerve on me. And not getting too much into details about when this happened or why he said this, but he did say something along the lines of how having a year-round pass to Walt Disney World that never expires and allows you to go to the parks whenever you want would not be worth it, because Disney World is a place you go to every couple of years, and the more you go, the less magical it gets. Well, little did he know that someone in the audience, me, works at a Disney store and might happen to have one of those passes. So I knew I had to give him a little talk about that. That's just how I am. And so we went to the meet and greet, and I was just going to mention, like, hey, I work at a Disney store. I have an actual pass. I used to live down there. I worked there every day for 8 months straight, and every day in those 8 months I went to a park, and I can tell you it does not get any less magical. So I gave them both hugs, and my friend Erin was with me too, and I was like, so I don't know if you remember, but at the Chicago show, you mentioned something along the lines of how having a pass to Disney World is not worth it, and like everything I just said before. And I was like, well, I actually work at a Disney store, and I have one of those passes, and I can confirm it does not get any less magical. And he's like, oh. And Dan's like, oh.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, really? Okay.
Just that alone redeemed myself from the first time I met them. They were like, okay, do you want a picture? I'm like, yeah, sure. So they started to get in for a picture. I'm like, wait, can I please get individual ones? And so I took my photo with Phil. Dan took my phone, and he took my photo with Phil. So I will overlay my photo with Phil. My friend Erin was taking pictures on the side too, and I kind of prefer those than the ones that Dan actually took, because I am like an ugly potato. So we took that picture, and then I went to Dan. Phil took my phone, and I went to Dan, and I was like, can we take a hugging picture too? And so we took our little hugging picture, and Phil like literally just like kept pressing the button. I'm like, yes, Phil, get these candid shots. Bless your soul. So we took our hugging picture, and then I kind of looked up at him, and I'm like, can we just take one really fast of us just staring at each other? And he's like, yeah, okay. So we took our picture, and so I made like direct eye contact with him, more like direct eye contact with him because he's so tall. And I just we locked eyes, and I'm like, I can't. And so I started to laugh for no reason, and then he started to laugh, and it was just, oh boy, it was intense. And then my friend Erin took her pictures with them, and then Phil, the sweetheart, was like, do you guys want a picture together with us? And I'm like, heck yeah, what? So we took our photo together. Dan took the selfie, and I was like, oh, it was so precious. And then we said our goodbyes. And then we were off to wander around. So I posted my photos with Dan on my Twitter, and then I also posted the leftover photos with Phil and everything, because my Dan pictures are really cute. I'm not gonna deny it, but so I posted those, and then I posted the ones of me with Phil, and then the ones of me talking to them. And my Dan photos blew up. I'm still getting notifications about it, and everyone's saying really, really sweet things about it, and I cried 12 times because I was just so overwhelmed by everyone being so nice to me. I am, even though I don't look like it, I am one of the older fans. I'm 25, so I don't look it at all, which is probably why I don't stick out that much. But I was really, really glad about that, because I don't really post about them that much either. But honestly, they are my favorite humans ever. I have a poster of them up in my room. They are my favorite humans ever. I don't show it that much on here because I know not a lot of people like them I do. Not a lot of people know who they are and everything. So I was really happy that everyone was being really, really nice to me about it. And So I posted my photos, and then I also changed my wallpaper on my phone finally, because it was my playlist live one. Like, my wallpaper has been my playlist live photo, and then my photo with Connor Franza 2 years ago. But it has been my playlist live photo for like ever since that day. Like, I haven't changed it since that day that I met them, April 23rd, 2016. It has not changed since then. And so it is this right now, me and Dan, and then the inside part is this one with us just being cute. This is the one my friend took, and then these two, and then these two are the ones that Phil took, like Philip. And then we got our VIP bags, which is kind of funny too, because, so this is what the VIP bags look like. They say interactive introverts, but of course, with my luck, me and my friend Aaron get the ones that were printed upside down, which, like, I don't care, like, whatever, I don't care, but I just thought it was funny. Like, that's pretty much like how our luck is. So we got our lanyards and everything. This is the VIP lanyard, and then we also got the bracelets, and then we also got a photo as well. And I didn't want any autographs either, because I have 3 of their autographs. I have one from the poster that they released like in 2015, 2014. 2014. I have the poster they released in 2014 that they autographed too. And then I also have one of the Tabanoff books that was autographed. And then I also got my lanyard autographed at Playlist. So, like, I'm good with autographs. I don't need any more autographs. So we met them, and then we were sitting around by the merch booth, and we were just like, do I want anything? We were just making sure 100%, because we knew it was going to get insane. We were like, this is the last chance. Do we want anything? And I'm like, well, Dan wore this shirt when I met him, so I guess I'm going to have to buy this shirt, because they've already took enough of my money already, so might as well give them some more. So I did buy the long sleeve interactive introvert shirt. This was the one, like I said, Dan was wearing when we met them, so I'm like, yeah, I kind of have to get it. This is D&P on it, so I was like, yeah. So then we get inside the venue, and like I said before, I did have 2 extra tickets for the 4th row, besides, because our VIP ones were like in the same spot basically, but they were more centered. Me and my friend Aaron were kind of deciding, like, do we want to just give them to a friend? Do we want to sell them? I don't know how to sell tickets, so I didn't know how we would accomplish that. So we just kept thinking it over, and like nobody wanted to go, even though, like, I'm like, you can just have these. Like, I don't, like, honestly at this point I'd rather have someone that wants to go have these tickets. So we were like, okay, well, why don't we just give them to somebody? So we got to our seats, and we made sure our seats were okay. Like, we were content with those before we gave away the other ones. And so we went more towards the back of the venue, and we kind of like scanned the audience for like a group of 2 and people that looked like they were like huge Dan and Phil fans, because I wanted to give these to people that like obviously like really, really cared for them and really, really wanted to be there as much as I did. So I went up to these 2 girls, and I was like, hey, is it just you 2 here? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, well, me and my friend ended up getting VIP later, and we originally had tickets in the 4th row, and we don't want these we don't need these anymore. We want to give them to somebody who's actually going to appreciate them. So if you guys want to take them, you guys can have them. And they're like having a meltdown. I felt like Ellen DeGeneres or like Oprah or something. Like, I was just like, here's some magic. There you go. And so they were like super sweet about it. They gave me a big hug, and I was like, stop, you're gonna make me cry. And like, I was like, mm-mm. So they got to get their seats, and like, I could tell they were having really, really fun, and I was just so happy about that. Like, that was one of the best parts of the day too, like meeting them and then giving my tickets to these girls. And so I was like, oh my god. And then so the show started, and our seats were really, really good. We got really, really like close. Like, it's just so weird seeing them without a screen in front of you. Like, I just can't get over that. And like, we kept having like direct eye contact with them for like a good like 3 seconds, so that was really cool. And then the show was done. Like, that was it. So that's where we are right now. That was the end. My phone is still getting some notifications from Twitter about my Dan photos, because I guess that was a thing that happened. And yeah, so that was it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be back to posting my daily content soon, kind of going along with that. I have a couple video ideas in mind. I don't know if anybody here cares about my Disney content, but I am going to Disney at the end of August and early September, so I will be vlogging that. We have a lot of fun things planned and reserved, so that's going to be really, really fun. And that's gonna be all. Hopefully I get to see these tall British humans again soon because I love them so much and I just can't. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great week and a magical day, and I will see you all very, 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 very soon. Bye. Wait.